polo-ish shirt. You didn't even tell me that the sleeves were rolled up. All you care about is how you make I look nice, my hair, my makeup. Yesterday I had a crusty face, he didn't say nothing. Hey guys, this is Patrick and Lauren, and welcome to our home.
Yeah, we're excited to be sitting here at our kitchen bar top with you. And this is probably where we'll do most of our videos, is right here in this space and inviting you into it.
Yeah, we have a lot of things going on in our life, you know, not just as a married couple, but obviously you see we have a 3-year-old behind us. I don't know if you can see him. We have a 4-week-old and then a 17-month-old. They're both asleep, and so
Craig.
Life as a married couple, as mother and father, leading an international ministry, youth ministry, just letting you guys into that process, things we like to do, things we like to talk about.
Yeah, and our hearts are just to start sharing our perspective on things that might be hard topics as parents, or just in marriage and stuff that not everyone wants to talk about. We just choose to be vulnerable and to let people into our life and our process, and so we're really excited to just roll out videos. But our videos, we want them to be based on different series and topics, and so sometimes it'll just be about marriage or singleness or friendships, motherhood, fatherhood, and so we're just our hearts are just to let you in, and sometimes just do some question and answers, and hopefully this will get it also on a podcast form, so you can also just listen while you're driving and not have to watch our faces. So to start, we've all been stuck at home in quarantine with this, coronavirus thing going on, and it's weird having to go to the grocery store in mask and gloves. He hates it. Anyway, so we understand that, like, sometimes being stuck at home, especially with young children, where not, if we had teenagers, we could all be playing these board games together and doing all these, I would probably set up an obstacle course or something of that nature. But right now, it's like we've got 3 kids under 4, and they're not sleeping while our oldest pretty much is. But it's like the other 2 are just we don't sleep at night. We started transitioning into newborn phase with really young kids right when this quarantine happened, and so overall it's been good, but we've also had some
bumps,
big bumps,
some blowups,
boulders,
some breakdowns,
meltdowns, tears,
some flat tires. There was a point where all 4 tires went flat, and I'm not talking about a car. Yeah. Riding on the rims. Yeah, so I think today what we wanted to talk about is just our process of how this quarantine has been, or self-quarantine or social distancing thing has been. We're in the 3rd week of this quarantine nationwide, and like she said, we entered into this with 2 toddlers and an infant. So
how's it been for you being stuck here?
Well, I'm an introvert already, and so I feel like I've been thriving for the most part, and I think the hard thing has been staying productive in a house full of kids. They're very rarely are all 3 of them quiet at the same time. One of them is crying, one of them is screaming, one of them's hurt, one of them's hungry, at all points of the day. And so right now we have, probably another 10 minutes before one of our sleeping babies wake up, and it's gonna be a madhouse all over again.
This is only our 20th take of a video because of that reason.
And we have a dog, and and our hair is on fire, so a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the first week and a half was really good, and we just spent a lot of time maximizing the time as a family and really loving on our new baby, and spending time worshiping. We would take communion every night and just follow through with some of those things. Spend a lot of time together doing things that we enjoy doing. But then after that first week and a half, things started to surface. I know for me, I started to get really sensitive with her, really impatient, with some of the things how we would interact with each other. And so some stuff that was really locked down in my heart started to really become exposed and just bubbled up, and it blew up. And so that happened with both of us, you know, and so it's been hard for us to really be kind to each other in the middle of the night when the baby's not sleeping, and that turns into the morning. And so day after day, no sleep, you know, stressed out, can't get work done. And so it kind of caught up with us where there was like a lot of grace, and there still is grace, but there seemed to be a lot of grace for the first week and a half. And it kind of seems like that grace has run out, but
it's coming back.
yeah, it's there. It's just we gotta be intentional again about receiving it and bringing it in.
Yeah, I think.
So how's it been for you?
I think for me, it's been good and bad. Hold on. I think, you know, like the first week was really good for our family. But then, you know, for me, I'm dealing with like postpartum hormones and and this little love bug right here. Anyways, dealing with postpartum hormones and us not getting any sleep in the midst of like having to still wake up and do life with 3 kids, and you know, it's just been kind of difficult. And so, you know, our first week, like you said, was really good. We just started to establish things as a family that we've really wanted the time and space to start establishing. But then, I don't even know, it was one of those moments where like something stupid happened and we started having like a blowout fight that lasted for a few days. And then, but, you know, within that, it just surfaced stuff in both of us that we really needed to deal with. And for me, it's having to navigate, like, emotions. I am an extrovert, and I don't like talking on the phone. It's been hard because then I start to feel distant from people because I love to see people, like, face-to-face and one-on-one. So it's been challenging being stuck in the house and just having stuff come up in our hearts that we're being forced to deal with, which is good in the end. And I think ultimately, overall, this time being at home is, I mean, it's really allowing us, like even last night we were just talking about how it's allowing us to establish in a way that just, you know, putting our discipline forward and just saying, hey, we're going to create a new habit for our family. Like, we're going to still wake up early, and for us, like, you know, our faith is a really big thing. And so, you know, doing communion every day isn't just like a religious thing for us. It's something we believe that the Lord has told us to establish, just to cover our family, to cover our children and our marriage. And, you know, so us just like getting in the habit of those things and creating a certain atmosphere and environment for our kids and for our marriage, and just getting better at having healthy communication when things aren't going great.
That's a challenge that we would give to all the couples out there in this time. Like, just be willing to have those conversations, whether they're easy or hard or difficult conversations. Just, you know, I promise you, there's so much more on the other side. Like, true unity comes when when you really battle for it. Peace comes when you really fight for it.
Because we're aware that, like, for some families, this time being at home has been great. We're also aware, and we've talked to couples who have the exact opposite, where it feels like, you know, things are just hitting the fan because, you know, maybe one of you lost your job, or you don't know what's going to happen financially, and there's just been stress involved. And so I think, you know, whether you are a Christian or not, whether you are in a really great place with your family or not, like giving each other grace for this time period, and listening to the other person share and process their emotions and feelings is really, really important. And so, yeah.
Well, that's really it for this time, you know, and it's been good, bad, and ugly for us, and we just want to continue doing these types of videos and being really vulnerable and letting you guys fully into our process, and look forward to seeing with you guys, chatting with you, and we'll talk with you soon.